Hello again, Patrick. Oh, it's been too long. But I think it's about time. We did some more random ramblings of a madman. I'm not going to be quite so mad today, I don't think. Let's find out. Um, but before we start, I sort of cannot believe that I've neglected something of such great importance in my ramblings. I mean, I got to give special dedication to somebody. And special dedication don't even cover it, mate. Do you know what I mean? I got to say, original goddess number one. Do you know what I mean? There is only one. And that honour has to go to a lovely young lady called Katie. What a beautiful name, hey? Katie. Obviously, I think it's a beautiful name because I once named a child Katie. How curiously conundrumalising that is. But on a detrimentalising day, when Patrick was suffering, in a sense that he shouldn't have been suffering, a kind, generous, beautiful goddess of a lady presented me with what is now my most second precious gift that I have ever been given. Now, it is only seconded by the sheer freaking magnificence of the secondary gift, basically, because the gift of love that I got placed into my heart is just on a fucking dimension that is uncorrelatable. However, right, we're going to get to the point, obviously. This dedication has to go in honour of this hat. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much. It is just a baseball cap. A slightly quirky one. A nice mean, angry, freaking Captain America, new style, modern era on the front. And some quirky dynamics on the underneath of the freaking cap itself. But it hasn't only protected the baldness upon my head. But believe it or not, yeah, this hat contains within it some freaking shit imprinted fucking energies of freaking destiny, I tell you. This hat, basically, is one of my most prized possessions. Believe it or not, I've actually threatened to kill people over this hat, believe it or not. Obviously, they were very much sort of empty threats because I don't intend to kill anybody, especially over a stupid hat. However, on a day, I've been sort of a little bit fucking touchy when it comes to this hat. But basically, anyway, I've got sheer excitement in me head around it. But basically, someone had stolen something from me that was unparalleled in importance to this precious gift that I now don upon my head. I've owned it for about 3 years now, and I haven't worn it constantly for 3 years. I wore it constantly for almost 2 years, except when it was taken away from me. Again, or sound vibrated my discontent at such an action. But unfortunately, when the police take it away from you, you ain't allowed it. And you certainly ain't allowed to wear baseball caps in jail. But I'll tell you what, the first chance I get, I stuck it back on my head. I very quickly got told to take it off again. But you know what? I wanted to get out of jail, so I listened. Otherwise, I'd have told them to fuck their stick up their own arse, mate. Telling me I can't don my hat, mate. It is like fucking a part of me, mate. It's like you telling me to cut my hair off just to go into fucking jail. I know it's not, but it is. Trust. Like I say, freaking, I slept on the streets for a little while, and I I donned this cap on my head. I used to protect it with little hoods and stuff like that. But, mate, I used to sleep with it on my head. I used to actually protect it with my hand and lay like this when I was sleeping, just so no one would fucking nick it while I was sleeping. And subconsciously, my body did that every night for like fucking almost 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Tucked up inside a little sleeping bag. I know the testament of my journey is bounded by parameters of possible insanity. However, the mindfulness of mechanics led me to an ultimate destination of an obsolete choice. And given the fates of destiny, I was like, come on then, bruv, let's see what you've got. Do you know what I mean? Whatever don't kill you makes you stronger. And for a little while, I shed my fear of death. Because, mate, I had to sleep on the street every night, yeah? Right, well, mate, when you go to sleep, yeah? Well, you're not protected at all. At all. Now, believe it or not, I was quite alright. And I slept outside a nightclub. Well, not right outside it, but do you know what I mean? Like 100 yards away from it. Now, I had traffic from, like, fucking that nightclub constantly. And do you know, not one person freaking harmed me in any sense of a fashion. In fact, most of them fucking drunk pissheads that you'd think are going to cause you grief didn't. And they actually gave fucking money to me while I was sleeping. I used to wake up with some. And I never knew who gave it to me. And obviously people used to come up to me in the morning and be like, well, you slept there? Mate, what about all them drunk? Mate, do you know what? They actually don't bother you. Crazy women bother you more than anything, believe it or not. Mate, I almost got stabbed in the eye with a dart by some crazy woman. She was emotionally fucking distressed about her kids and got pissed up and then fucking randomly wanted to fucking chat to this homeless guy about it. Mate, what the fuck do I say to you, mate? I'm tucked up against the wall in my sleep, mate, but I can't get no... What the fuck are you doing with a dart in you? Mate, get that fucking thing away from me. Mate, it was insane. But the maddest thing, it wasn't when I was sleeping near the fucking club, but when I was sleeping in a what I perceived to be a sanctuary. For a little while, it was my home. Well, perceivably, we didn't have any walls and shit. It was still a home. But I remember I had fucking a couple of little foreign lads. And obviously it's testament to the boundaries of fucking... Do you know what I mean? People's culture, I suppose. But yeah, basically, I was lucky I fucking just about fucking stirred and opened one of my eyes. Because I suddenly saw a fucking boot stamping on my head, believe it or not. Some foreigner decided that this homeless person that was sleeping in his little sanctuary spot, for no reason other than his own fucking evilness, he decided to try and stamp on my head. Like I say, luckily, I fucking caught a glimpse of his foot coming towards me just before he done it. So I managed to sort of half protect my head. He's still connected with me. And they were fucking stamping on me in my sleeping bag. Now, I very quickly got out of my sleeping bag and up on my feet. Because, mate, I don't take that sort of shit from no cunt. But I'll tell you what, mate, in that instance, yeah, I was ready to fucking murder some cunt. Like... In that instance of an evening, do you know, it was a couple of youngsters that saved me. A couple of yobbist youths that actually saved me. Because, mate, I was infuriated beyond being infuriated. I mean, I'd had fucking coppers wind me up, but this just took the biscuit, mate. It took the biscuit. Mate, you come into this country, yeah? And because my country's fucked me over... You think you can stamp on my head too? Nah, not a chance, mate. Now, at that time of the night, early hours of the morning, mate, there is only one place you're going, mate. McDonald's, because it's the only cunting place that is still open. So, unfortunate for you, mates. Do you know what I mean? Because there was two of you cunts. I knew where you was going, mate. And there's two different routes to get there. So I knew I could get there before you. But you didn't know that. You didn't have a fucking clue when I was sat there watching you walk into McDonald's, mate, did you? No, not a clue, mate, because I was waiting for you cunts to come out. Because I was going to teach you a little lesson, you see. Because, mate, like I say, I was infuriated. So yeah, I followed them. Like, they went one way through a little park. I went the other way along a little wall. And I was watching them. Yeah, I know where you're going, mates. Well, you think I'm going to let that go, mate? Well, you've clearly ran off because I've got on my feet. But I ain't letting it go, mate. I'm infuriated. Now, by the time I'd walked there, it was a good 10-minute walk, okay? Good 10-minute walk to get there. Oh, maybe 8 minutes, do you know what I mean? I'm being generous there because I walked quick, so I probably got there in 4. But basically, I fucking followed them all the way there, right? Now, luckily, I had an 8-minute journey, so by that time, I calmed down a little bit. I weren't quite going to kill them. When I got up out my sleeping bag, mate, and I was first initially going to follow them, in my head, there was only one thought. I'm going to murder both of you for what you've just done. Obviously, by the time I'd walked there, I was like, oh, thank fuck for that, because now I know I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to go to jail for life for some numpty cunt idiots. Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. However, the way I see it, I know it's sort of delayed self-defence, but, mate, you've just stamped your shit all over my head, all over my back, all over me, yeah? Mate, I've got every right, yeah, to put my fist straight through your faces, mate. But, like I say, some youths saved me. Some yobbish youths saved me, right? Because, obviously, I got to McDonald's before they did. Of course I did, mate. I had to wait about 4 minutes for them. But I knew where they were coming, so I plonked myself up. My sleeping bag was all tucked back in its case and stuff, and I sat on it. Now, obviously, they didn't recognise me, because all they recognised was someone in a blue sleeping bag. They didn't recognise that I was sat there on my sleeping bag opposite this McDonald's, watching them walk in. Now, I watched them order their fucking food. I watched them sit at the front desk, mate. So I got to stare at their faces and get a good hard look at who they were, so I never forget their faces. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, mate, I ain't ever going to forget your face. Not with my little fucking memory bank storage banks. Not a chance, mate. So, basically, yeah, and it weren't basic at all, but I sat there watching. I had to wait. Now, that was gruelling, mate, because I'm sitting there getting wound up and more wound up, because they're in there laughing, joking, eating this food, mate. I'm hungry. I'm homeless, mate. I'm hungry. What, you think, I can go in there and get my food? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. Did you want to give a homeless person some food? No, you wanted to stamp on his head so he couldn't eat no more, mate. Well, anyway, I'm waiting for them. Now, I've seen them get ready. I've seen them get ready. Right, they're coming out. Right, I'm getting myself sorted. I'm ready to get up and go, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because I know which way you're walking now, mate. I know which way you're walking now. So, yeah, fucking got up. Mate, they didn't get fucking 20 yards out of McDonald's. No, I didn't realise this. But they'd mouthed off some little fucking youthy yobs in there. Well, these youthy yobs were like, mate, there was 3 of them. So I didn't notice, yeah? Didn't notice, because obviously I weren't in McDonald's, so I didn't notice none of this. I just saw them sitting in the window. I was focused. I was tunnel-visioned on these 2 cunts. Didn't see nothing else but these 2 cunts. Well, as I've got up to fucking, do you know what I mean, keep me distance and follow, because obviously, mate, I was going to teach them a lesson, a proper lesson. I literally, all of a sudden, saw this youngster, like a proper youngster, mate. I'm not even joking. He was a kid compared to these, yeah, right? An actual kid. He was tucked behind the fucking jeweller's shop that was next to this McDonald's, yeah. Well, I've just seen him come out of the shadows and proper uppercut this cunt in the face, mate. Took him straight to the floor with one punch. A kid knocked his adult to the floor with one punch, mate. It was the highlight of that evening, mate. It was hilarious. I fucking went from being angry, wanting to kill someone, to pissing myself laughing because I just watched these 2 fucking geezers get done over by a kid, mate. So obviously, the kids' mates were jumping in because there was 2 of them, there's 3, do you know what I mean? So it was a fair fight in a sense, I saw, do you know what I mean? Because obviously 3 youngsters, 2 adults, mate, that's a fairish fight. Especially considering the fucking foreigners were cunts to start with and probably deserved it. Well, I know they deserved it. But yeah, mate, I watched him come out of that darkness and it was a clean uppercut, mate. I mean, that was one of them punches, yeah, that literally, mate, you could throw 100 punches and you would not connect with that same fucking connection, do you know what I mean? But literally, mate, it was the sweetest punch I've seen in a long time, do you know what I mean? And it was from some kid, mate. It was like, mate, your dad been teaching you boxing, has he? He must have been, or something, mate, because you know how to throw one, I'm telling you. So, yeah, one of the other lads has, by that point, ripped his top off, do you know what I mean? He's like, well, Do you know what the two fucking foreigners done, yeah? They fucking walked up to the fucking security in McDonald's, yeah? And expected them to call the police on these youngsters because they'd just been beat up. I was like, oh, you have got to be pissing me, and yeah? Mate, you've just stamped on some homeless geezer's head for no damn reason, yeah, right? And because some youngster has got a clean cut on you and fucking embarrass the shit out of you, what, you want to call the police on some kids, mate? When you started, oh, mate, you have just fucking made my day, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, mate, do you know what? I don't need to do nothing, mate, because literally 300 people have just seen you embarrassed the shit out of yourself, yeah, by getting beat up by some kids, right? And normally, yeah, I fucking wouldn't laugh at something like that, do you know what I mean? Because the behaviour of yobbish kids is quite disgusting. However, mate, on this instance, mate, crack on, kids, you done the right bloody thing. There ain't enough justice in the world that is served justice, do you know what I'm saying?